Give me 2 words. Family jewels, turbo granny, alien probes, cursed spirits, holy cows. All attention-grabbing tools that help capture one beautiful thing: shared loneliness. And not just with Ken and Momo either. Every character shined better in the dynamics they were subtly forced into rather than the cliques they were thrown out of. And I'm gonna show you how. I don't know if y'all gotten this by now, but I'm addicted to Dandadan in such a short amount of time. This anime has mastered the attention-grabbing techniques in a world where that's all that's being competed for nowadays. I mean, really though, straight from the jump, that anime opening 1 might be the greatest anime series opening I've ever heard in my life. And all it took was just a few episodes to make you question whether this was a romance, a comedy, a drama, a shonen, or just a combination of 1, 2, or all of those things. There are so many shifts and heel turns in the mood and the genre itself that I feel like I'm on a roller coaster. And while the show is captivating as it is hilarious, I started to really wonder what was the one quality that was making me look forward to Thursday afternoons like I am. And originally, I thought it was the unique character pairings and dynamics that was shifting the tone of the screen depending on which 2 or 3 characters were in a frame at a time, which I will get into a little bit later. But then I realized that there was a level even deeper than that. What brought everyone to this Ken and Momo friendship tree is the same thing that kicked them out of their old circles. And really, that Ken and Momo friendship tree is just a bunch of outcasts sharing in their seclusion together. And by the way, y'all, I'm gonna refer to Ken as Ken because I think letting that girl take his own name from him is crazy. Plus, it's like a play on word of the Japanese name for nerds or something like that. So come on now, I'm gonna call him Ken for this video. I often find myself rooting for Ken, like one of these days he gonna get his name back. Ever since a while back when I stopped watching Bleach and I started binging One Piece like a crazy maniac, I've been kind of looking for that Japanese modern day school setting. And you know the one I'm talking about. It's a setting that's so familiar to so many great animes and you can't just go too long without it. Yu Yu Hakusho, Hajime no Ippo, Death Note, Inuyasha, I would even count My Hero at this point. And Dandadan hits that spot for so many reasons. And to be honest, the school is the perfect setting for this. The chaotic nature of this show reminds me of the chaotic randomness that's in real life high school anyways. Every little thing matters and what you later realize is insignificant changed your life at that time. Even if that means accidentally spilling some soy sauce on your friend while you sharing a meal. I usually hesitate to make videos like this over short new animes because of the infamous 2nd season transition that a lot of animes fall off on. But Dandadan perfectly tied in the end of the 1st season with the 2nd season kickoff, no pun intended, and it works. I'm still hooked. There is so much variety in anime and it's just proof that Dandadan is breaking every single mold. And by the end of this video, you will be able to cut through and see through most of Dandadan's hilarious diversions to see what this masterpiece is truly about, beyond all the jokes, and see everything in a new light. Literally. And at the end of this video, you know I had to cut out some time to talk about that crazy anime opening 1. I'm still bumping that to this day. Hey, what's up y'all? Welcome back to The Bread Show, a place where we give our anime and gaming opinions while doing a little bit of animated and gaming ourselves. We are trying something new today, so please, 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 it would mean so much to me if you were to just hit the like button and also comment your feelings on Dandadan. Hopefully by the end of this video, I can convince you to hit that subscribe button because it would really help the channel out a lot. Let's get straight into this. The first impression that I got from Dandadan is the same first impression that I get from watching a new Adult Swim show at 2 a.m. And no, I don't have any better words to explain that really. It's just a feeling. On the outside looking in, Dandadan is an anime about a spirit medium girl with psychic powers working with an alien hunting boy possessed by the spirit of a perverted grandma recovering his family jewels. A nice new animation studio picked up the story. It's got some well choreographed boxing because what's an anime without that nowadays? And boom. Dandadan is now your average anime fan's flavor of the month until the next new hotness comes in and takes its place. But when you really take a second to examine it, what gives it that irresistible but charming quality, you see a story of multiple unusual pairs coming together and doing something that any individual could only dream of doing. It's almost like the perverted turbo grannies, the anatomy jokes, and the ridiculous characters they find are all masquerading the real story of unusual pairings making some of the best teams. A bunch of outcasts making a sense of belonging with each other. This is what I mean about breaking the mold, literally escaping the matrix. And not to mention that I find myself belly laughing at this show like I don't usually do when watching anime, especially subbed ones. Like when a Martian with boxing gloves revealed his name was Peeny Weeny and in the next scene hops in a spaceship to go 100 feet in the most spectacular way possible. Who comes up with this stuff? Dandadan is actually my introduction to an anime romance in general, and the fact that it's also a comedy shonen, that's gotta be a unique pairing. Like, I'm thinking Inuyasha, maybe Yu Yu Hakusho, maybe Fairy Tail. All three of those comparisons seem like they go together, but none of them, I would say, is exactly close to Dandadan. This show pushes the message of shared loneliness since the beginning. Let's go through each character to show how. The show started out with Momo getting discarded by an ex-boyfriend as she has a struggling relationship with her own grandmother. Ken was rejected by basically everyone in the school for his obsession with UFOs to the point where he used that obsession as a crutch to not make friends. Then we see the world look down on even a powerful person like Seiko as some sort of hoax TV spirit medium, and turns out she has no power outside of her own jurisdiction. Oh yeah, and her own granddaughter all but disowns her. Ira was the popular girl who started out being rejected by Momo, but then got rejected by her own friend group for spreading a lie about Momo, and then became friends with Momo. And Jiji, well, Jiji was only really rejected by Momo, but the absence of his parents really ostracized him and made him alone before he met up with Seiko, Momo, and Ken and them. And even Turbo Granny really doesn't have a reason to stick around. It's just, I would assume her loneliness is kind of forcing her to stick around. Each character's problems were turned into dependencies that were filled by each other, and it formed unique dynamics that just flowed throughout the whole group. The first example of this is front and center. It's obvious. Ken doesn't think that ghosts are real, but believes aliens are real. Momo doesn't believe that aliens are real, but knows ghosts are real. They both prove to each other that the other person is right. And that was the first interaction, the start of their whole relationship. But there's more of these kind of tropes exposed in smaller doses for other characters and other character pairs. Psycho and Momo's ideology often clashes. Even though they love each other, they're kind of inverts of each other. Psycho is more no nonsense, straight to the point. Momo is more of a cautious person, and Momo is a way more empathetic person. Jiji was there to stroke Psycho's ego, even though throughout the whole show there's a whole bunch of people that don't like each other. The only real rivalry in the show, I'd say, is Ira and Momo. Psycho and Ken, I think, is probably the most interesting pair that's not really delved into as much. Psycho is almost like a parental guidance for Ken, and we never see Ken's actual parents. But Psycho's kind of been the guide for Ken this whole spiritual journey. And in the real world, Psycho was the first to give Ken a sense of belonging outside of school. And then, you know, there's other ones in there. Ken got his start in this whole game by being violated by Turbo Granny. Everyone discovers someone who doesn't just tolerate their oddness, but believes in it wholeheartedly, one way or another. By trusting each other with their deepest insecurities, Momo and Ken unlock a lot more than just psychic superpowers. They build a genuine partnership with each other. They both use this empathy for each other, and empathy was something that neither of them were getting from anyone else outside of their relationship before they even met. And through their bond, which I would say is the strongest, not counting Psycho and Momo's bond, obviously, they build a community of people that also kind of find the same things. A legitimate community of ghost weirdos and alien freaks and everything in between. And to be honest with you, it's that right there that makes Dandadan so interesting to me. That a show like this has deep roots like this. For real, this show gives like Adult Swim vibes, like a hint of Rick and Morty in them. I'm Pickle Rick! The ridiculousness of the plot points is actually wild. One moment you're in a school, next moment you're getting an undershot of a male anatomy biology model running after his female anatomy biology model wife. And then they chase after him to see if they can get Ken's ball back off him. And then in the next episode you realize that that's not Ken's ball. Like, and not like, this is crazy, bro. This is crazy. This is. If you haven't seen Rick and Morty, what I'm about to say will make absolutely zero sense to you. And I'm sorry for that. But if you have seen Rick and Morty, it's like some Mr. Poopy Butthole stuff. Like I can't, like, this is insane. I can't believe I'm like recording this right now. Like this is insane. Oh, and by the way, you can't disregard anyone or anything for being weird, because that same biology weird model that was booking it down the streets, he becomes an actual useful tool to capture teenage high school demon guys. You'd think it'd be hard for a show like this to have relatable qualities to real life principles, but it's those real life moments that don't last that long in this show, but make it addicting to watch. A common conflict starter tool across a whole bunch of media that I see all the time is just a good old pure misunderstanding. And out of all the reasons that a problem in real life or a show can start, I hate when it's because of a misunderstanding. It really irks me when there's a big problem that's gonna have real consequences because two people can't talk it out, or they're doing that one thing where they walk out the room and the person that they need to talk to walks in the room unknowingly, not knowing that the person that they just were thinking about was in that room. Yeah, it could be frustrating to watch. But because of the nature of this being a romance anime, I'd assume there's a lot of that. And even though it's still just as aggravating to watch, I still felt it really served the story. In the misunderstandings, the one I'm talking about is the one between Ken and Ira and Momo, and then the second one between Ken, Momo, and Jiji. It was frustrating to watch, but like, those moments never last that long. And speaking of Ken, Momo, and Jiji, apparently my friend Dex, who I've been streaming with for the longest, go check out his channel. I'm gonna link it down in the description below. Apparently where he's at, they had a movie theater showing of the first 3 or 4 episodes of season 2. Where was I for that? I didn't even know that that was possible. I didn't know people were doing that. Let me know in the comments below if you've heard of that. He saw the first few episodes of season 2 because it was shown in a movie theater. I did not, like, that's crazy. Jiji is by far my favorite character in this whole show. And for some reason, everything that I love about Jiji reminds me of Reigen from Mob Psycho. But in this case, he actually has psychic abilities. And the reason why I say for some reason is because these characters are actually very different from each other in a lot of ways. Jiji is, you know, sympathetic, empathetic. He empathizes with an actual demon. Reigen is in it for the money. He only cares about Mob after knowing him for the longest. And for a lack of better terms, he's kind of like a fraud, but a lovable fraud, a funny fraud. He's just using his psychic powers to run a bag up, while Jiji is more genuine and sympathetic. However, both Reigen and Jiji share one really important quality. Their main strength is their charisma and personality, and that's something that you could feel through the screen. Jiji is by far the funniest character, and not by the thing he says most of the time. He's more like physically funny. Every action he takes, just like all the other characters, makes so much sense for him. For example, he sympathizes with a literal mountain demon, which evidently is the most powerful of all the types of demons, all just because Jiji is a natural, overwhelmingly positive person who's loyal and empathetic to a fault, to his own fault. So him walking into and offering himself up to a demon who was trying to fake be his friend didn't anger me as much as it intrigued me. Any other character in this anime, or any other anime for that matter, and I would have, that would have pissed me off. I would have just refused to watch a show with characters making dumb decisions like that. But because it was Jiji and it was true to Jiji, I don't know, this show just has the ability to do things that I normally hate, and now I'm watching it and liking it. It's the characters and their strange, complex relatabilities that make this show an unresistible watch. The show obviously focuses on Ken and Momo's dynamic, but even outside of that, there's so many complex pairings that are given to all of the other characters and how they interact with all the other characters in this relatively small cast. And I believe Jiji is the best example of that. We were supposed to hate Jiji. He came in the middle, towards the middle and end of season 1, and kind of threw a wrench in the whole Ken and Momo thing for a minute, and it was a surprise character. Usually, those types of people are like hated on like dating shows or anime or whatever. They're just usually hated. So I think my complete 180 on Jiji as a character itself, him being my favorite character of the show, being introduced in episode 8, I think that's a big turnaround and speaks a lot to how good the writing is. Remember how I said that this show is full of mood swings and heel turns? That is something that's shown with the colors dominating on the screen at any given moment in time. And how loud those colors are, how dominant those colors are, and how quickly they change. The mood changes with the colors a lot. And to be honest with you, I don't know if the mood changes the color or the color controls the mood. The one aliens dressed in business casual, I think they were called Serpoians, in the school, that was the main color of that was green. When they were gonna probe Momo, I can't believe I'm saying this, but whenever they were gonna probe Momo in episode 1, that main color was blue. Ken's Turbo Granny transformation makes everything red. In Jiji's new form, it literally shows purple aura wherever he stands. And then when Grandma Seiko came in to save Momo at the volcano, a yellow aura dominated the purple emanating aura that was dominating everything else at the time. I noticed that they use this a lot and it makes for some beautiful scenes. And the only thing I can think of as to why is that colors themselves usually have different meanings on what they do to control tones and moods and all that stuff. For example, by the way, I looked all of these up. I don't know this off the top of my head. I looked all this stuff up. Red can symbolize aggression, power, or love. Purple can symbolize royalty or spirituality. Yellow can symbolize optimism or caution, and so on and so forth. And I think as you'll see after learning that, you'll see why they use these colors to dominate the screen like they do. And next time you're watching Dandadan or a lot of other things, when one color is dominating the room or the mood or the scene, whatever, you'll be able to sense the mood that they're trying to put you in. Because a lot of the things that those colors that I mentioned symbolize fit the scenes perfectly. Ken transforming into Turbo Granny, I could definitely sense aggression, power, and love coming from him. Same thing with the cautious optimism when Psycho saved Momo. The animation in Dandadan is beautiful, and the studio did a great job with this. The influence of the colors being this loud and this frequent is not something that really the mangaka or the manga can capture or control. So I think that this was a nice touch by the animation studio. It's a relatively new studio called Science Saru. It was established in 2013 in Japan, and I was looking at some of the works that they've done, and they've animated a few episodes of Adventure Time. They did Star Wars Visions. I didn't see that, but I'm probably gonna show it on the screen. And they animated Scott Pilgrim, which explains a lot. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I was too familiar with the Science Saru studio anyways. But from everything that I've been learning and picking up, they apparently use a hybrid animation production that combines hand-drawn animation with flash animation, which was a technique not previously used in Japanese animation. I'm probably gonna put some more information in the description below on Science Saru and what they do, because it's an interesting read. And speaking of the colors and the animation, I have to dedicate the last piece of this video to the opening one of Dandadan series. Creating any opening half as good as the one Dandadan had for any book, movie, YouTube video, or video game or whatever you're doing would be amazing all in itself. It's been so long since I watched season 1 and Dandadan is still stuck in my head. The group that made this is ironically called Creepy Nuts, which could also be a 2-word response to some people describing this show. But yeah, check out their Spotify page. They got some hits for real. And opening 1 is not even close to their #1 jam. Creepy Nuts didn't actually do this second opening for season 2 though. And I hope they get brought back for season 3 or 4 or something like that. But the season 2 opening ain't all that bad though. And take it from me, I usually never listen to anime openings. I'm quick to hit that skip intro button. But these hoes alright. The opening for the second season was made by an artist called Aina the End, and she got hits too. And yeah, that's all I have for Dandadan. It's been amazing watching this. Second season is still going on, so I will be tuning in this Thursday in real time to watch that. And after the second season is over, I'll make another video. The next anime video that I'm about to come out with is gonna be Freerun. I've been watching Freerun, taking notes on it. That one's gonna be a great video, just as good as this one. Hopefully by now I convinced you to hit that subscribe button. And if you like this video, you are guaranteed to like all of my other videos. I watched a lot and made a lot of videos about One Piece. I got Yu Yu Hakusho on the channel. I got Attack on Titan on the channel. I got Dragon Ball on the channel. I got Hunter x Hunter on the channel. I got more Hunter x Hunter coming. I got Freerun coming. I got more One Piece coming. Yeah, just go ahead and join the crew. Just go ahead and join the crew. I've recently hit 10,000. I made a 10,000 subscriber special video. Thank you everyone who's made 10,000 subscribers possible. I remember back when I started YouTube, this seemed like a dream, 10,000. And now I'm here, so thank y'all. Spread love, give inspiration, and all you do, watch some Dandadan. And peace out.
Welcome to the Crash Show. Take 2.